Even before it became one of the most recognizable stars in our night sky, Betelgeuse has been lighting up its part of the universe for millions of years. Even before it became part of one of the prominent constellations in the sky, or even before it became a component of the Greek pantheon in its own way, Betelgeuse has been glowing brightly as one of the most brilliant stars in the sky. As such, it should come as no surprise that astronomers and laymen alike have been fascinated by the gigantic red star for thousands of years. Today, however, one might say that its radiance may have added another aspect to this star's allure. This is due to the fact that as the star approaches the last moments of its life, it may be approaching the process of supernova, a powerfully explosive event that would have massive ramifications all over the universe. That's right, even the Earth may be within range of the effect of this intense eruption. Why do scientists think this is about to happen? And will we be able to witness this momentous event anytime soon? Let's peek up at the stars and find out. It must be noted that astronomers have mostly noticed Betelgeuse towards the end of its long life. This might be confusing you because earlier notable observations by inquisitive minds such as Claudius Ptolemy, the Alexandrian mathematician, geographer, and most importantly, astronomer, took record of the fact that Betelgeuse was a red star. Even 300 years before Ptolemy's observation of a star with a notable ruddiness, Chinese astronomers had noticed the star's yellowish color. Even beforehand, the Greeks had taken notice of the red giant. Located in the Orion constellation, those who know the story of this constellation know of the tale of Orion, the son of Poseidon, the god of the sea, and Euryale, the daughter of Minos, the king of Crete. Known as the giant huntsman, Orion's downfall began when he was blinded by Enopion, the ruler of Chios. After his sight was restored by Helios the sun god, Orion was soon slain by Gaia because he expressed his intention of killing all the animals on Earth. Following an epic battle with a giant scorpion sent by Gaia, his tale was immortalized by gods who etched the image of the great huntsman onto the stars. Right there on the right shoulder of the constellation, that is where one would find Betelgeuse. And for this reason it is also known as the shoulder or the right hand of Orion. The fact that its red color now means that Betelgeuse has been approaching the end of its lifespan for at least the last 2,000 years. In spite of this approaching doomsday, or perhaps due to its inevitable demise, Betelgeuse has been deemed as one of the brightest stars in the universe. Located 642 light-years away on the right shoulder of Orion, its vibrant red hue is indeed one of the most notable things about the celestial entity. In fact, astronomers and other researchers alike have estimated that on any regular day, Betelgeuse is the 10th brightest star in the night sky. Interestingly enough, despite also being known as Alpha Orion, it isn't the brightest star in its constellation, as Regis, the blue supergiant, which is also known as Beta Orion. This brightness may be linked to another factor that attracts the interest of astronomers, astrologers, and those who look onto the stars as they wonder what's going on out there. Interestingly, it seems to be that the red star is throbbing all the time. This has made these astronomers refer to the red supergiant as a variable star because Betelgeuse is always expanding and contracting in size as it pulsates. This peculiar pattern has the effect of making the star's brightness fluctuate from time to time. Over time, this has made the star swell up to its truly colossal size. The red giant earns its name with ease because when you compare it to our sun as you observe the disc-like figure from your telescope, you'd find that it's approximately 700 times bigger while also being 20 times larger than our sun in mass. It's so large that if it takes the place of the sun in our solar system, you'd find that it would engulf the first 4 planets in our delicate system, only stopping at Jupiter. That said, before the red star has any chance of making the approximately 700 light-year journey to our solar system, we must remember that it's dying. Although we have known this for a while, the star's recent activities have had astronomers sitting at the edge of their seats with some excitement laced with apprehension. The recent activities in mention began when Betelgeuse began experiencing an event that had been referred to as the Great Dimming. This is when all of a sudden, the red star began dimming inexplicably towards the end of 2019. Although there were many speculations as to what may have caused this, the need for answers was satisfied when the Hubble telescope let them know what truly happened. The telescope was able to let us know that the star ejected a massive cloud of dust from its surface, and this cloud of dust obstructed the star from our view. However, the star has recovered from this event since the earlier months of 2020, and since then, it has not only regained its brightness, it has somehow surpassed it. It also appears to have deviated from its usual 400-day pulsation cycle. To some, this may mean that it is only a matter of time before the supernova occurs. During the days of its supernova, the star will burn through its hydrogen reserves. With the lack of hydrogen, it will begin fusing helium into oxygen and carbon, and that would have the effect of forcing the star to further expand into a much larger entity than it is right now. Before long, this helium fusion will become too unsustainable for the star to continue for much longer, leading to its end. Although Betelgeuse might be in the last days of its life, we must remember that the time period mentioned must be considered in the cosmic scale. Even our Sun, which is nowhere as old as the universe as a whole, is about 4.5 billion years old and is actually at the halfway point of its lifespan. Although Betelgeuse is much younger at about 8–10 million years of age, the ending days of its life is much longer than that of any human. Consequently, one can see that Betelgeuse may still have about 1,000 or more years left to burn on the right shoulder of Orion. As such, we can only watch as the star continues its peculiar pattern. Right now, the star's pulsation period is at a state of flux. Upon analysis of a 2,200-day pulsation period, spectroscopic measurements show that the star's surface expands and contracts at a rate of 3,300 miles per hour. This exaggerated pulsation also means that as it approaches a supernova, it would affect the established 400-day pulsation cycle. Along with other discrepancies in the star's usual pattern, the core of the dying star will collapse to form a solid neutron star. This will cause an inrush of the surrounding gas to rebound against it, which will cause the much-anticipated supernova. Considering that we're so close towards the end of this star, it may be slightly disappointing to learn that we living in the 21st century may never be able to witness an event of such magnitude. With any luck, our descendants will still be here to witness an actual supernova. Although we may not see it for ourselves, we can only imagine what wonders the supernova will promise to the future of mankind.